happy. From the inside out, I'm so happy. I just wanna shout. Whoa, one life living as you and me, one life shining as you and me, one life loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me, one life shining as you and me, one life loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. 'Cause God is all there is. 'Cause God is all there is.
But it's still chatting. Good morning, everyone. It's a wonderful chat time, isn't it? I love the chatting. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jane McCarthy, and I'm about to tell you about our transformational opportunities that are also there in our newsletter. And if you'd like to see receive our newsletter, you can leave your email with us in the back. If you just take a moment now to silence your phones so they don't ring during the service. So, our first transformational activity is our annual Spiritual Education and Enrichment Week, or SEE, yay, which you've been hearing all about, but we've got a special little thing this year. So this is going to begin, it's going to start on Sunday, June 2nd, with our evening class, and then it'll finish up on Friday afternoon, June 7th, right here on our beautiful campus. And as you've heard, our theme this year is Shifting the Paradigm, Awakening to Our True Nature. So I was asked to share with you what does SEE mean to me. And I want to say that SEE, I've been coming to Unity now for, I think, almost 40 years. And when I first came to the Sunday service, it was so moving to me that it just seemed to be part of my own spiritual path. And I feel like these courses, these classes are like the next step. So in other words, Sunday morning was beautiful, but it was like, I want something more. And that's what I find Unity is unique about, that it did take me somewhere else. So I started with the SEE classes probably about, 30 years ago. And I ended up taking so many classes, and I would take them over again because it never seemed redundant to me, the different courses, especially the Bible courses, because I was at a different point on my spiritual path when the course would come up again. So I just kept taking these courses. I wanted to say the other thing I thought about was that SEE has become a tool to me, a tool that I use to take me along my own personal spiritual path, for my spiritual development, for guidance, to help me move along in my own life, in my own spiritual development. And I used to take that week when I was in the what I call the mad rush of life. I made a commitment to myself 25 years ago to take that week in June, and that's how long we've been offering these courses here at Unity of Gaithersburg. That was my gift to my own spiritual development, my own spirit. So that's what it means to me, and I hope the sharing has helped you to give some insight as to what this is all about. But now we want to show you a video to share with you what it also means to a couple of other people that have taken the SEE courses.
To Unity of Gaithersburg for this SEE week, and it was fabulous. The quality of teaching was just amazing, and the setting is beautiful. It's just outside of Washington, D.C., so if you want to go into the city and have some fun, it's great, but out here you feel like you're in the middle of a forest with wildlife and birds and trees and places to walk, so it was a really beautiful week. And coming to an SEE in the field you get to meet other people and be in class with them and hear their perspectives, and it's just a really powerful experience to take SEE classes in this way.
It's a wonderful place to deal with these principles and reflect. Spend a little time listening to nature and thinking and being in a little bit of silence. It's been a good time. It's a retreat as well as an advance, and so I look forward to it.
I came into the class with certain expectations, and those expectations were met, but I had a really unexpected thing happen, which is that I've been dealing with some fairly significant guilt for like 10 or 12 years, and I actually had a breakthrough that freed me of a lot of that. I came to realize that the decision I made back then was really grounded in spirituality, and it was to align more fully with my true path in spirituality. And that happened because of the class I took here at SEE Week at Unity at Gaithersburg. I'm really grateful.
How about that? Let's give them all a hand. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I hope that will inspire some of you out there, and if you choose, you can register today on our website and for this transformational week. I think you'll just absolutely love it. So, our other event here is Unity of Gaithersburg is hosting a community drumming circle on Saturday, June 1st from 7 to 9 p.m. here in the sanctuary. So Jeff Halverson and Neil Peacock will lead us in that fun evening of drumming to rhythms around the world. Bring your friends and family. The suggested donation is $10, and children can come for free. Okay, those are our announcements, transformational activities, and now if you would please center yourself for our daily word. So our daily word, or our focus, is alive for today. And our affirmation, I am alive with divine awareness. My life is blessed. I am alive, alert, awake, and enthusiastic about life. With this affirmation of truth, I give thanks for this day, grateful for the adventure, and excited to discover the blessings ahead. Feeling deeply alive and aware, I appreciate every person and everything around me. It is as if a veil has been lifted. I clearly see the blessings in my life, and my eyes are open to divine goodness. I welcome new opportunities for this goodness to flow. Even when life takes an unexpected turn, I surrender and stay open to growth and learning. Focused on the divinity I am, I feel a new surge of energy and purpose. I am alive spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Alive with divine awareness. My life is blessed. And from Psalms chapter 23, verse 6, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And now, let us prepare for our meditation by singing All Is Well.
As I close my eyes and the world disappears, I can feel my breath rise and fall. There's a light inside that dispels all my fears, and I hear a gentle voice
So once again, let us take a deep breath. And actually, let's take 2 or 3 deep breaths, one right after the other. And after those deep breaths, begin to focus the movement of your breath as it enters your body and as it exits your body. Just follow that movement now, moving in and moving out. Just gently focus your attention now on the movement of the breath. And if busy thoughts start to move in and become a distraction, just gently, ever so gently, without judgment, just shift your focus to the movement of the breath once again. Breathing in and breathing out. And allow your attention to shift to this present moment, away from to-do list or concerns. Just allow yourself to be fully present right here and now. And just begin in your mind's eye to envision a river flowing. And you're standing on the bank of that river, watching that river flow. And if there are rocks in the river, just notice how the water just keeps flowing over those rocks gently. Just watch the gentle movement of the current of the river flowing peacefully by. And I just invite you to step into the river, and whether you can swim or not, in this particular visualization you can. And you lie down in that river and you allow it to take you with its flow. You're just floating down the river, unimpeded. Wherever it goes, you surrender and you flow. Gently moving with the current of the flow of this river. In non-resistance, you float safely, taking in the beauty the beautiful trees, the birds, the butterflies. In this river, we feel peace as we surrender and we let go and allow life's flow to flow. This river is representative of life's infinite flow. And as we step into an awareness of life's infinite flow, and we resist not, life's flow takes us to beautiful, beautiful places, beautiful experiences as we surrender. So as we move now into a time of silence, I just invite you to continue to float down the river if that's yours to do, or to step out and behold life's infinite flow and the beauty it brings us as we surrender, as we let go and claim life's infinite flow in the silence. As we move in life's infinite flow, we open our hearts and our minds. We open our lives to experience life's beauty and fullness. As we let go, we allow life's flow. And we allow life's goodness. And so we take a deep breath now into that awareness of life's goodness and fullness. Oh, how grateful we are. And so it is. Amen.
Knowing all day, feeling lighthearted and carefree, knowing all is well, all is well. I wanted to introduce this song a little bit. I wrote this song about me when I was younger, which is, I had this, now they would call it ADHD, but for me it was just, I had the fidgets all the time, and it drove my parents crazy. And part of it was, I just, you know that thing that kids say in the back seat, like, when are we going to be there? When are we going to be? That was my constant lament. And I used to say, you said 10 minutes ago. The whole, it's just something about there was better than here and then would be better than now. It's just my whole orientation. And I saw my daughter had a very similar thing about like, and what are we doing after dinner? And then what? And then what? Like that would be better. Anyway, this song is called Happy on the Way. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back when I was just a young one, I wanted to be old. I couldn't wait for the day when I wouldn't have to do what I was told. And now that I've become a grown man, I'm free to do what I please. But my freedom doesn't give me what I hope for. It will not bring me peace. There's a time when we all must stop and say, hey, what's it all about? All the things I was so sure of left me with more doubts. Is there really a place to get to with each passing day? I may not have all the answers, but I can be happy on the way. Just wanna be happy on the way, yeah, yeah. Just wanna be happy on the way. I remember riding in the backseat of the car,
driving in the car.
When we gonna be there, mama? And why is it so far? I was always looking to a better time ahead. Looking back on all I've missed, well, I wish someone had said, you can wait for your best tomorrows, but they never come. If you want what you don't have now, it keeps you on the run. If you wish to enjoy the future, do it today. You may not have all the answers, but you can be happy on the way. Just wanna be happy on the way, yeah, yeah. Just wanna be happy on the way. Just wanna be happy on the way, yeah, yeah. Just wanna be happy on the way.
We love our Jim Goldstein originals, don't we? Yes, we do. Well, there was a pastor that waited in line to have his car tuned up before a long holiday weekend. And the attendant worked quickly, but there were many cars ahead of him. And so finally, the attendant motioned him to pull into an available service door. "Pastor," said the young man, "I'm so sorry about the delay. It seems as if everyone waits until the last minute to get ready for a long trip." And the clergyman chuckled, "I know what you mean. It's the same in my business." clergy humor. So I was telling Jane before the service what's really been up for me with some of the events that have happened in our community and also in my own life. Just this whole adventure called life and the nature of life and its impermanence. And when things don't go the way the way I want them to go, how that can be an opportunity for growth. And so as I was sitting with this week, a story came to me to share with you that happened in my life right around the time of my graduation from ministerial school. So it was 2009, and I was getting out of school after being in school for 3 years. And as they say down south, I was ridden hard and hung out wet, if you know what I mean. I mean, it was quite the experience. And so I wanted to do something special to commemorate this event. And so I was talking with my friends back here, because I was in Kansas, Missouri area. And my friend Lynn, who is a real travel, said, why don't we go on a trip? Where have you wanted to go? And I went, really? I've always wanted to go to Paris. I mean, I love Paris. She goes, well, I think we could do that. Let's do that. So we're like, okay. And so we decided in April of 2010 that we would go to Paris. And so we're doing all of our research, and Lynn buys Rosetta Stone, and she's learning French. And of course, you know, I'm trying to learn French and not massacre it, you know, with my southern accent. And so we're all ready. We get new passports because our passports had expired, and we're ready to go. Well, unfortunately, those plans were redirected by a certain volcanic eruption in Iceland. Do you remember that in 2010? And although relatively small for volcanic eruptions, they caused enormous disruption to air travel across Western and Northern Europe over a period of like 6 days. And in response to the concerns that the volcanic ash would damage aircraft engines, the airspace of many European countries was closed, resulting in the largest air traffic shutdown since World War II. And so here we are. And so here's 2 days before I was supposed to fly down to Virginia, or out to Virginia, because we were going to fly to Dulles on Air France. And 2 days before, we had heard nothing, no cancellations. So we're like, okay. So I thought, I'll go ahead and just fly to Virginia. And by the time that I got here, it was looking pretty dismal that we were going to go to Paris. And so I'm like, okay. And I was really disappointed. But Lenny is like the eternal optimist, and she goes, we are using our passports. So I'm like, okay. So we contact this travel agent of a friend of a friend of a friend, and we go over to her actual home and to see if there's anywhere that we can go for a week or so, at least 5 days, where we can get a flight and a hotel. And let me tell you, we walk in this home, there's 3 dogs, the woman's cursing at her computer, we're just looking at each other like, what have we done? But we persevere, and she books us on a flight to Aruba. I know it sounds great, right? At this resort, we were going to go there, and but you have to know that I am really not an island girl. I mean, I love the beach, but this is really close to the equator, and it's hot. And in my suitcase, I was planning for April in Paris, 60, 70 degrees. You know, and so I'm like, okay. And our flight was the next day at 6 a.m. So I run over to Marshall's and buy some things, and I buy about as high a sunscreen as I can buy, and we head off to Aruba. And We spent 5 days in this resort, and it was really nice. All you could eat buffets and sunset cruises with dolphins. I mean, it was lovely. It wasn't Paris. And the people there were lovely. They speak 4 languages, did you know? And it's a Dutch colony, and they speak English and Dutch, Spanish, and Papiamentu, which is their native dialect. And they were just lovely. To me, the people were what made the trip. But, you know, it had me really look at this whole idea of when things don't go the way I want, how I handle it. And I know this is a trip, but, you know, I think we can all relate to our own lives, how life has gone like this. We think we're going here, and all of a sudden it goes here. And what is ours to do? And, boy, it's called surrender. I know I had to surrender and just go with the flow and accept what is, and to be grateful, because at that moment, there were thousands of people stranded in Europe that could go nowhere. But it had me ask, you know, how many times have I been redirected and been completely blessed by the experience? And I know that I've shared with you my biggest redirections pretty much in my life was when I applied to ministerial school in 2000. I'd only been in Unity 3 years, and I was like, yes, I'm going to be a minister. And they said, no thanks. I just thought, okay, the rug is now pulled out from under me. This was really awful. And at the time, my minister said to me, okay, and you know, this is the one that has the screensaver that says, what is the truth you know and how steadfast are you in its application? I hate that. But she said, Cheryl, you've been redirected. That's what they call it in Unity, redirected. Instead of like, sorry, honey, out of here. You've been redirected. You've been redirected right now. And so what is yours to do is to find the blessings. Look for the good. And I got to tell you, folks, to this day, I find blessings from that experience. Because I had declared as one of my bucket list things that before I died, I wanted to get a master's degree. And I was in the first class that graduated with a 3-year master's degree at Unity. So the blessings just keep going. And so I just wanted to talk to you today about what do we do when life redirects us? Do we look for the good? Do we move with it? Or do we move against it? You know, I love the John Lennon quote, life is what happens when we're making other plans. You know, redirection's a part of life, and everything hinges on our willingness to accept what is and surrender and move with it. Because think about it. Life is really a trip. Life is an adventure. And I don't mean a trip and fall. I mean a trip, a journey. And think about, ever since we were born, we've been venturing out. We had to venture out of the womb. We had to let go of crawling and then walk. We left home and we started school. And maybe, you know, you might have, you know, tried out for the football team or the cheerleading squad or theater or whatever, and maybe got redirected from that. You know, and then we graduated and you know, we went on, many of us went on to get married, have children. And we just think about our lives are constantly changing, folks. And it's amazing how, you know, we might resist how change comes because I think we get in our heads, life is supposed to be here, 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 and here. But I'm sure if you look at your journey, it's gone here. So life is always moving forward. And so what would it be like if we added more venture? You know, the word venture means risk, take a gamble. What would it be like for us to add venture to our lives. A little more, to get out of our comfort zone. You know, there's this thing called a bucket list, and many of you saw that movie with Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman, and I remember when I was coaching folks, people would say, I don't like this idea of a bucket list because that means you're dying. No, a bucket list means you have an awareness that life is impermanent. You have an awareness that this incarnation, this life that we are living right now, is finite. And we know the truth that life is eternal, but in terms of this body and this time and the relationships that we have and the family that we are, it's finite. And what are we doing with it? Are we resisting change? Are we resisting life's redirections? Or are we moving with them? So where could you add more adventure in your life? What's your bucket list? Do you want to go to Paris? By the way, I made it to Paris. Later. Yes, I did. But what's on your bucket list? Do you have a bucket list? Are there things that you really want to do? And what's in your way of saying, you know what? I'm going to make this more of a priority in my life. I'm going to allow myself to say yes. Maybe it's calling an old friend. Maybe it's taking a trip to Paris. Maybe it's opening your heart to fall in love again. What is it for you? And it might feel really awfully uncomfortable. But I promise you, it will bless you. And when you set the intention on life's journey to look for the good, to look for the blessings, you will find it, because that is one of our teachings. You know, in Romans, Paul wrote, all things work together for good who love God. All things work together for good. Loving God metaphysically means, what does it take to love? Surrender and trust. To love. All things work for good when we say yes. So, are you going to make a list? Check it more than twice? Yeah, I just invite you this week to do some self-reflection. Reflect on where you've been redirected in your life and how maybe that was crushing. And to spend a moment or two or three on what's the good? What are the blessings that have come from that experience that are possibly still blessing your life right now? And what is yours to do to say yes to whatever's on your bucket list and to make it more of a priority? Because, folks, life is precious. It's now. It's here. Get curious. Claim your life adventure and know all things work together for good. You ready? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. All right, let's affirm together. I claim my life of adventure. And so it is. I can't wait to hear.
Thank you. Chatting away. Wasn't that a wonderful message? Thank you so much. So much. So wasn't it wonderful? Really, really was. So personal and so applicable, I think, to every single one of us. And now this is our time to give from our unlimited abundance and open hearts. As you prepare to place your tithe into our offering bag or give online as you join us online, here's some prosperity wisdom from In the Flow of Life by Eric Butterworth. Stay consciously in the flow of life no matter what. If you flow with life, every day will be a fascinating opportunity of adventure and excitement. So let us now affirm our offering blessing together. Divine love, I am, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blow. Everybody, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blow. Ground is moving under me. Tidal waves out on the sea. Sulfur smoke up in the sky. Pretty soon we learn to fly. Let me hear you now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows. My girl quickly said to me, man, you better watch your feet. I'll come down soft and hot. You better love me now or love me not. Let me say, don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows. Time to count what I'm worth, 'cause I just left the planet Earth. Where I go, I hope there's rum. Not to worry, monsoon come. Now I don't know, said I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows. I don't know, said I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows. Don't wanna land in New York City, don't wanna land in Mexico. I don't wanna land on 3 Mile Island, don't wanna see my skin aglow. I don't wanna land in Comanche Sky Park or in Nashville, Tennessee. Don't wanna land in no San Juan Airport or the Yukon Territory. I don't wanna land in no San Diego, don't wanna land in no Buzzards Bay. Don't wanna land on no Ayatollah, I got nothing more to say. Said I don't know, said I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blow. Everybody, I don't know, said I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blow.
Oh, how fun. Let's stand and sing in our youth.
I got you, I got me, I got us, coming together. I got you, got me, I got us, coming together. One heart, one mind, one
Please be seated.
Thank you for the welcome. Today we talked about expressing love and different expressions of love and how that shows up in the world.
I am wonderful, made of infinite love.
Being totally present in every moment opens my eyes to inspiring new experiences.
I express love openly. Today is a wonderful day, every day. I am love.
Thank you. And if any of you are also called to serve and work with our children, please come see me later. Thank you. Please stand to bless our wonderful children. Together. You are the light of the world. Live as a light.
And let's join hands and sing our peace song. Have a beautiful, blessed week. Counting your blessings.
Everybody, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows. Ground she's moving under me. Tidal waves out on the sea. Sulfur smoke up in the sky. Pretty soon we learn to fly. I said I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go, and the done came to go. One more time, said